in a building with one hostage, cornered by police, negotiating and in contact with authorities, we hear. You're watching BBC News.
Hello and welcome to a BBC News special with Stephen Sackur and Lucy Hockings.
A dramatic siege is underway in the French town of Martine, just north of Paris, where hundreds of armed police have cornered two brothers suspected of carrying out Wednesday's deadly attack on a satirical magazine in Paris.
Saïd and Sharif Kouachi are believed to be holding out inside one building on this industrial estate. It's a print works. These live pictures from Martine. Reports suggest there's been contact with police and the suspects have said they are ready for martyrdom.
President Francois Hollande has been speaking in the last couple of hours. He revealed that France has been the target of terrorist plots for several months.
We knew that anything can happen at any time. As we stand here at the present time, we should do everything to guarantee the protection of our citizens.
A very warm welcome to our special coverage of dramatic events in Martine, a small town north of Paris where hundreds of French police and special forces have converged on an industrial estate where the two suspects in Wednesday's attack on the satirical magazine Charlie Hebdo appear to be preparing to make their last stand.
Sharif and Saïd Kouachi are believed to be holding one hostage inside the offices of a printing business. We're getting many reports from the scene that suggest police have been in contact with the two gunmen and they have expressed their readiness for martyrdom.
Now, the French President Francois Hollande is supervising a massive security operation from the Interior Ministry in Paris. The Interior Minister, Bernard Cazeneuve, has vowed that the threat will be, his word, neutralised. And in another development, police now saying there is a connection between a suspect identified in the shooting of a fatal policewoman in a southern suburb of Paris yesterday and the two brothers.
Well, let's take you live now to the shot that you may already be familiar with. We've been seeing
This is BBC News with Karin, Giannone and Julian Worricker. The headlines at 3 o'clock. A double hostage crisis in France. A gunman kills two people at a Jewish supermarket in Paris as police in northern France corner suspects in Wednesday's massacre.
Hundreds of police are surrounding the shop in Paris. It's believed the gunman is the main suspect in yesterday's killing of a policewoman.
And I'm north of Paris, where another siege is underway outside the town of Martine-en-Gueule. Security forces have surrounded an industrial building where the brothers suspected of carrying out the deadly attack on the satirical paper are holed up inside.
Hello and welcome to BBC News. It's been a day of continuing high drama in France, with police and security services struggling with two hostage-taking situations linked to Wednesday's murders in Paris.
Police have confirmed two people are dead after a gunman seized several hostages at a kosher supermarket in the east of the capital near Port de Vincennes. He's believed to be the killer of a policewoman shot yesterday.
Well, that hostage-taking followed events earlier today when the two brothers suspected of the massacre at the Charlie Hebdo offices were cornered at a small printing plant in the town of Dammartin-en-Goël, about 25 miles northeast of Paris. They too are holding a hostage and have told police negotiators they want to die as martyrs. Well, there are reports that until this siege in Dammartin is lifted, the gunman in Paris will not release his hostages. Well, let's speak to our correspondent, Fraser, who joins us on the line now from Vincennes in Paris. Bring us up to date, Christian, on what's happening there.
Well, Matthew, we've been walking for about 20 minutes, half an hour, trying to get inside various cordons that have been set up by the police in Port de Vincennes. And we got pretty close now. We are, I would say, I don't know, maybe 500, 800 metres away from the supermarket. I can see it right on the corner of a building. I can see the words hypermarché, and there are police all around the area that we're standing, obviously residents paying a lot of attention. But in the last few minutes, a woman approached us in floods of tears in quite...
Hello, this is BBC News with Martine, Croxall and me, Karin, Giannone. Our top story, French security forces storm 2 hostage sites. All the hostage takers are killed.
Explosions and gunfire as a coordinated operation is launched to end both sieges.
This is the scene live in Dammartin-en-Goël. The 2 men wanted for the attack on Charlie Hebdo are dead. Their hostage has survived.
4 hostages at the supermarket in eastern Paris are killed. The hostage taker also dies.
Hello. 2 simultaneous police operations have been unfolding in France. There was gunfire and there were explosions at a building where the 2 brothers suspected of carrying out the deadly attack on Charlie Hebdo magazine had been holed up.
It happened in the town of Dammartin-en-Goël, around 30 kilometres northeast of Paris, at the warehouse of a printing company. Well, we've now been told that both brothers were killed in that firefight.
Meanwhile, in Paris, a hostage taker at a Jewish supermarket was shot dead by police. We've heard reports that at least 2 hostages have been killed, but that number is likely to go up. We heard over the past couple of hours the sequence of events which unfolded almost simultaneously. First in Dammartin-en-Goël, where we saw security forces on the roof of the building where the hostage takers were holding that 1 hostage. We saw that operation unfolding. We saw an explosion. And meanwhile, a few minutes later, we also saw
Welcome to BBC News. I'm Lyse Doucet, live from Dammartin-en-Goël, north of Paris. All of the hostage takers are killed as French security forces storm 2 sites in France. Explosions and gunfire as a coordinated operation is launched to bring both sieges to an end. Seen tonight in Dammartin-en-Goël. The 2 men wanted for the attack on Charlie Hebdo are killed. The other man inside the industrial site survived.
I'm Fraser, live in Paris. In the last few minutes, the president has confirmed that 4 hostages were killed at the supermarket here in eastern Paris. The hostage taker has also died. The Interior Minister praises the courage of the security services.
I want to call you all to be vigilant, to remain united and to be mobilized.
Welcome to Dammartin-en-Goël, just north of the French capital, Paris, where in the last few hours there's been a dramatic end to a dramatic day. 2 hostage-taking incidents, one here on the very edge of this town, the industrial site which lies just behind me, where French police security forces...
The man holding the hostages in that supermarket was killed, but there have been deaths as a result of events there. You've been watching a BBC News special.
This is a BBC News special from Paris. In the past hour, there have been explosions and loud gunfire heard at the site of 2 major hostage incidents as police launch a coordinated operation to end both sieges. There are reports that the 2 men wanted for the attack on the magazine Charlie Hebdo are both dead, but their hostage has survived. We'll have the latest from Dammartin-en-Goël. 4 explosions have also been heard at the site of another hostage crisis at a supermarket in eastern Paris. We think the hostage taker is dead, but we do think that 4 hostages have also lost their lives. Meanwhile, Parisians have paused to remember all victims of terrorism. And the partner of the magazine editor killed on Wednesday has been sharing her views.
I don't think it's possible in democracy to die because you draw some little cat, little dog. It's possible in France. Welcome to France.
It is 5 o'clock in the UK.
Welcome to BBC News. I'm Lyse Doucet in Dammartin-en-Goël, north of Paris. All the hostage takers are killed as French security forces storm 2 sites in France. There's explosions and gunfire as a coordinated operation is launched to bring both sieges to an end. The 2 men wanted for the attack on Charlie Hebdo are dead. Their hostage survived. In eastern Paris, 4 hostages at the supermarket are killed. The hostage taker also dies. Both President Hollande of France and the US President Barack Obama have been giving their responses.
I want to call you all to be vigilant, to remain united and to be mobilized.
We stand for freedom and hope and the dignity of all human beings. And that's what the city of Paris represents to the world. And that spirit will endure forever.
Welcome to Dammartin-en-Goël, north of Paris. It was here today that one of 2 hostage-taking situations came to a dangerous and dramatic end. At the end of what seems to have been a synchronized police assault, both here at the industrial site at the edge of this town and also in a Jewish supermarket on the eastern edge of Paris. 3 hostage-takers are dead. The hostage inside the industrial zone survived. Sadly, in Paris, 4 of the hostages died when the commandos stormed the supermarket. Tonight, President Hollande of France commended the work of his security forces.